I believe we have our technological dilemmas solved. We are recording, so it is officially 7:03, and I will call this meeting to order. We will start with the roll call.
Councilman Becker?
Aye, or here.
Yep.
Oh, boy, it's gonna be a long one.
Councilman Hartwick? Here. Councilman Housley?
Here.
Councilman Johnson?
Here.
President Scheer?
Here. Agenda item 3, public hearings. This evening, we have a public hearing relating to the 2021 annual report on stormwater permit. And that will be Engineer Selly.
The public hearing is just to allow anybody within the public to speak on it. Generally, there aren't too many folks interested, but I guess we do the going once, twice, and 3 times.
Fair enough. So this will be a first call for comment on the public hearing portion. Second call. And third and final call. That will close the public hearing. That takes us to agenda item 4, which is our public comment. As a reminder, the city council will receive comments from city residents. Comments are generally limited to 3 minutes per individual. Anyone wishing to speak is required to sign up in advance or state the following items for the record when called upon. That would be name, address, subject matter, and contact information. No action will be taken on any public comments unless these items are also elsewhere on the agenda. We had nobody who signed up. We have nobody in person for public comment that has signed up. This will be a first call for public comment for both the crowd and for Zoom. Second call for public comment. A third and final call for public comment. Seeing none, we will move right along. That takes us to agenda item number 5, which is our consent agenda. As a reminder, the consent agenda that is outlined is presented for action by the council. Items may be removed from the consent agenda on the request of any one council member. Items not removed may be adopted by one action without debate. Removed items may be taken up either immediately after the consent agenda or placed later on the agenda at the discretion of the council president.
I move to approve the consent agenda as listed, items 5A through 5H.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion or questions? All of those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? That motion carries. Agenda item number 6, petitions, requests, and communications, 6A. 6A, B, C, and D will be a proclamation celebrating multiple recipients on earning the Girl Scout Gold Award and having a day proclaimed after those recipients.
Yes, thank you. So the Fort Atkinson Girl Scouts, Ellie Sharp, Jessica Sharp, Michaela Kruger, and Nevaeh Smith will be recognized on April 9th, 2022 by Girl Scouts of Wisconsin Badgerland Council for receiving the Gold Award. The Girl Scout Gold Award is among the highest awards in Girl Scouting. Girl Scouts earn the award for contributing to making the world a better place. And according to girlscouts.org, senior and ambassadors earn the Gold Award by developing and carrying out lasting solutions to issues in their neighborhoods and beyond. Gold Award Girl Scouts truly are the world changers, rock stars, role models, and real life heroes we all look up to. Plus, they're amazing candidates for colleges, scholarships, competitive internship programs, and exciting careers. So staff recommends that the City Council honor each of these Girl Scouts by declaring a day in the city for each one. Council President Scheer will provide some information about each person and her project, and then we'd like to present, the City Council members present the awards that we have up here for the Girl Scouts.
Excellent. All right, so whereas Jessica Sharp, a member of Girl Scout Troop 2276, has completed the Girl Scout Gold Award baseball photo op. Jessica describes her project as, "My Gold Award project was a beautification project at Memorial Park, a baseball park in Fort Atkinson. I created some landscaping with flowers and colors that are significant to the park. I also created a walking path through the flower beds big enough for people to take nice pictures in front of the Memorial Park sign I hung on the back of the seating. Together, these elements create a great space for teams and their players to make memories and celebrate their accomplishments. Now, therefore, I, Christopher Scheer, City Council President of the City of Fort Atkinson, Wisconsin, do hereby applaud Jessica Sharp for her efforts and achievements, and I declare March 16th, 2022 as Gold Award Girl Scout Jessica Sharp Day in the City of Fort Atkinson. And whereas Ellie Sharp, a member of Girl Scout Troop 2276, has completed the Girl Scout Gold Award Youth Batting Cages Revamp, Ellie describes her project as, for my project, I worked to revamp the practice batting cages in my local kids' baseball park. I helped bring the maintenance and improvement this area has been needing by livening the area with a mural and making it more usable with new benches. The mural was painted on a side of the shed that is located between the batting cages, and it depicts a boy hitting a baseball and the name Memorial Park layered behind it. The mural was designed to incorporate the colors of the two programs that use the park. Then I built and installed 2 benches for players to use while their teams are practicing. And now, therefore, I, Christopher Scheer, City Council President of the City of Fort Atkinson, Wisconsin, do hereby applaud Ellie Sharp for her efforts and achievement, and I proclaim March 17th, 2022 as Gold Award Girl Scout Ellie Sharp Day in the City of Fort Atkinson. And whereas Michaela Kruger, a member of Girl Scout Troop 2276, has completed the Girl Scout Gold Award and organized Golden Glove, Michaela describes her project as, for my project, I cleaned and organized Fort Youth Baseball's equipment and supply room. I held a rummage sale to sell the equipment that was no longer being used. The proceeds from the rummage sale went to benefit kids who are underserved. Then with the remaining equipment from the rummage sale, I donated it to benefit kids in Fort Atkinson's sister city, Puerto Cabezas in Nicaragua. Now, therefore, I, Christopher Scheer, City Council President of the City of Fort Atkinson, Wisconsin, do hereby applaud Michaela Kruger for her efforts and achievement, and I declare March 18th, 2022 as Gold Award Girl Scout Michaela Kruger Day in the City of Fort Atkinson. And whereas Nevaeh Smith, a member of Girl Scout Troop 2276, has completed the Girl Scout Gold Award Flower Bed and Flagpole Renovation. Nevaeh describes her project as, I started by repainting the flagpole. The local VFW donated a new flag. I redesigned the way the plaques were displayed. I also added baseball-shaped planters to beautify the park. Now, therefore, I, Christopher Scheer, City Council President of the City of Fort Atkinson, Wisconsin, do hereby applaud Nevaeh Smith for her efforts and achievement, and I declare March 19th, 2022 as Gold Award Girl Scout Nevaeh Smith Day in the City of Fort Atkinson. Congratulations to all 4 of you. And now's the fun part where I'm going to ask you all to come up and take pictures with our council. And I'll ask the entire council.
Okay.
No. So we can do it.
Yep, and then we'll do one. So start with Jessica.
I'm just gonna like hang out over you. Sure, no problem. Let me see. I'm gonna arrange you. I know, if I don't, you don't go up here. And step up and kind of corner in a little bit. So there. Like it's crown. Step that.
Yeah.
Look at it. He's got this down.
I've done it a few times.
We're gonna be.
I will be at the
You're good. I got it. Okay. Just smile at me here. Keep smiling. You guys have done this 1,000 times. All right.
There you go. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Ellie, you're gonna brag about this.
I just think you guys put this on your Okay, get me ready. Smile. And just keep crown, as we said. And, all right, thank you.
There you go. Congratulations.
I went for that, it's not like.
I think you should.
So it's not like-
Yeah, no, it's like-
That's it. They will-
Working so hard.
Unwittingly, that's okay.
Yeah, good answer. See, now we can-
Okay, and smile, ladies and gentlemen. And keep smiling just because we got. No, Miss Chief, okay.
Congratulations.
Okay, I didn't get that.
Nearly that many.
I know.
Yes.
I wanna know, do the gold award members have like tan band, I mean, I had like a green sash way back when.
It goes by levels. We started as daisies, brownies, juniors,
Oh, I didn't get to see.
seniors,
Oh,
cadets,
okay.
ambassadors.
I know, my bad. Okay. Okay. And smile, 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 and smile. All right. Okay.
And then we're gonna have all.
And we're gonna invite all the girls to my house. But you get to go in order of your, so Jessica, yep.
We get a picture of the ladies with the back and
That's what I can't
all
figure
of
it
their
out.
badges. That is amazing.
Yeah, seriously, your bed is absolutely amazing.
Amazing.
Okay, the girls in the middle, shoulder in, shoulder in, shoulder in, a little closer, shoulder in, okay. Gotta make those adults, figure it out. Okay, and here we are, smile. You've all done this now before, so one last one.
I just need you
Thank
to
you.
come with every time I want to take a
Congratulations.
photo.
Hey,
I was just gonna add before we jump into the next thing, I've had the pleasure of working with these girls through the bake sale that they did at the United Way Chili Cook-Off for a number of years. And I remember the first year that I asked you guys to do that, and I assumed you were gonna come in with a little card table and maybe a box or two of some baked goods that you brought from home. And they came in with a cookie operation. There were plates of pie and Rice Krispies. They needed, I think, 4 or 5 full 10-foot tables set up, and all the grown-ups stood far in the background and had the girls take the lead on everything. But they've worked very hard at a lot of their efforts over the years, and they were always one of the biggest things that people commented on leaving our chili cook-off, is what a great job you guys always did. So well done.
Again, congratulations, well deserved, and please do brag about this to all of your friends at school tomorrow. All right, we will move on to agenda item 7, which is resolutions and ordinances. This evening, we have none. Agenda item 8, reports of officers, boards, and committees, the city manager's report.
Thank you. First, I just want to say I'm so pleased to have you here today with us. Congratulations on these awards, and I encourage you to continue your journey in community service and leadership. Thank you. The city council and city staff has had and continues to have informational meetings with the public relating to the public safety referendum on the April 5th ballot. We had an informal question and answer period at the library this week on Monday. We also visited the Lions Club on Monday. Our video testimonials from some of our public safety staff will be released over the next couple of weeks. We're excited about that. And we are working on a 3rd mailer for distribution the week of March 28th. Recall that those mailers were paid for using Community Foundation grant funding and ARPA funds, so no local tax dollars were used in those. Please visit the city's website and click referendum for more information. And I just encourage everyone to take some of these opportunities to educate yourself on the facts and make an informed decision on April 5th. Chief Bump informed me today that the police department will receive $33,866 from the state of Wisconsin for use in training, recruitment, community policing, and technology. These are ARPA funds provided by the state to each department. It was about $19 million in total, spread amongst all the departments in the state of Wisconsin. This is funding above and beyond the 2 tranches of funds allocated to the city through the initial ARPA bill. And we'll continue to review any regulations relating to the use and any reporting requirements before recommending to the council how those funds will be allocated. The Dwight Foster Public Library received a certificate of commendation from the Office of the Governor at the end of 2021 that was recently provided to the library and at our meeting, the library board meeting on Monday of this week. So congrats to our staff and volunteers on the wonderful recognition of the library. I will be speaking at the Chamber's annual legislative luncheon tomorrow. Jason Stein from the Wisconsin Policy Forum will provide an update on the state's financial position, and I will provide a local perspective relating to our local government funding challenges. So that's all I have for my report.
Thank you. I'm going to go back to agenda item 6, our petitions, requests, and communications. In all the pomp and circumstance, we forgot to actually codify all of this. So we would be looking for motions on 6A, B, C, and D.
I move to approve the proclamation recognizing Jessica Sharp of Fort Atkinson on earning the Girl Scout Gold Award and proclaiming March 16th, 2022 as Gold Award Girl Scout Jessica Sharp Day in the city of Fort Atkinson.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All of those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Say, I hope we don't have to worry about that one. 6B.
You can make me do them all. I move to approve the proclamation recognizing Ellie Sharp of Fort Atkinson on earning the Girl Scout Gold Award and proclaiming March 17th, 2022 as Gold Award Girl Scout Ellie Sharp Day in the city of Fort Atkinson.
Second.
All of those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries.
I'm on a roll now.
All right.
I move to approve the proclamation recognizing Michaela Kruger of Fort Atkinson on earning the Girl Scout Gold Award and proclaiming March 18th, 2022 as Gold Award Girl Scout Michaela Kruger Day in the city of Fort Atkinson.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All of those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries.
I move to approve the proclamation recognizing Nevaeh Smith of Fort Atkinson on earning the Girl Scout Gold Award and proclaiming March 19th, 2022 as Gold Award Girl Scout Nevaeh Smith Day in the city of Fort Atkinson.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All of those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Now you can officially brag to your friends. Agenda item 9 is unfinished business. This evening we have none. Agenda item 10 is new business. 10A is the review and possible action relating to the 2021 annual report on stormwater permit.
Yeah, thank you. Good. So, as I said, this is the annual report. March is always reserved for us to talk a little bit about stormwater. The city is a permitted municipality through the Wisconsin DNR. And as such, we have a number of requirements within our permit. Those requirements span from public education and outreach all the way down to actually looking for what's called illicit discharges, which is a dubious term for basically folks pouring stuff down the storm drains that they shouldn't. And we have to report annually on our progress on all of those things. And so that's what this report entails. In addition to that, we are also working towards our TMDL goals. TMDL stands for total maximum daily load. And in a very basic sense, they essentially looked at the Rock and Bark rivers and said it can handle this much pollution from cities, villages, towns, and agriculture. And they lopped off Fort Atkinson's portion that we can put forward and said, make sure you don't exceed that. And we're working very hard at continuing to not do that and putting in various types of not only management practices like street cleaning, leaf pickup and things like that, but also more structural practices like the Larson's Lagoon project that we finished up a couple of years ago, and maintaining some other stormwater facilities that we have around town. So a lot going on behind the scenes. It's a good time of the year to talk about stormwater as things are melting and rain is coming. Remember, if it's on the pavement, no matter where your pavement is, it's in the river. That's where everything drains in the city of Fort Atkinson. So it's very important to keep that in mind, because there's a lot of stuff going down those drains that I guarantee you neither of us want to be swimming in or eating the fish out of. So the more we can keep that stuff out of there, the better. With that, I would welcome any questions.
Andy, I just wanted to ask, it is a very thorough report. Are there things within that we are graded on or rated on that then requires additional follow-up or information given beyond that?
Yeah, there's a quantitative aspect to it, and that's part of that TMDL that I mentioned. The DNR has essentially said you can do better, and they're right, we can statewide in terms of our stormwater quality. And we have some modeling that has indicated what we need to do, how far we need to go. And we report on our progress, but we don't have any deadlines associated with that. So there is a measure to it. But really the deadlines that we're seeing are more related to the annual reporting. So making sure that we're putting in the annual report on time, that we're getting out to the farmer's market or doing some programs in schools with the education side of things. Those are more the metrics that they pay attention to on an annual basis. I expect as we get a little older into the stormwater permit and the TMDL, that there will be some deadlines set for, hey, have you reached, a certain percentage of what your expected total percentage reduction is? And if not, when do you plan to do that? We have a plan in place to do that, and we're actively using our stormwater utility funds to kind of build up our account so that we can avoid borrowing for some of that stuff when the time comes.
Great. Thank you.
Long answer to a very short
No, that's
question.
great. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Andy, has there been any movement, or was that the Evergreen Lake or whatever it is with the dam?
The Evergreen Pond, not that I'm aware of. If you recall, the owners of the pond were hoping that the city would take that over. As it does afford some value in terms of stormwater improvement. It's a settling pond essentially. So any sediment that comes down that drainage pathway stops in the pond. But we don't need it. We don't need it as part of our overall stormwater management approach. And the amount of money it would take for us to maintain that just didn't make sense. So it remains in private ownership. I'm not sure what the status of that particular structure is. I know there was some maintenance needed on it a few years ago.
Thank you for the update on the status.
Sure.
Any other questions? If not, we would entertain a motion.
I would move to approve the 2021 annual report on stormwater permit and authorize proper signatures.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion or questions? All of those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Thank you, Andy. Agenda item 11, miscellaneous. This evening we have none. Agenda item 12, claims, appropriations, and contract payments. 12A is the review and possible action relating to the verified claims presented by the Director of Finance and authorization of payment.
I move to approve the verified claims presented by the Director of Finance and authorize payment.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. This will be a roll call vote.
Councilman Becker,
Aye.
Councilman Hartwick.
Aye.
Councilman Housley,
Aye.
Councilman Johnson,
Aye.
President Shear.
Aye, that motion carries. And then agenda item 13, the city council may consider a motion to convene in closed session pursuant to state statute 19.851E to deliberate or negotiate the purchasing of public properties, as well as 19.851E to deliberate public business with competitive or bargaining implications, and 19.851C to consider employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation data of any public employee over which the governmental body has jurisdiction or exercises responsibility.
I move to adjourn into closed session pursuant to state statute 19.851E to deliberate or negotiate the purchase of public properties. Further, I move to remain in closed session pursuant to state statute 19.851E to deliberate public business with competitive or bargaining implications relating to the taxi service contract, and to remain in closed session pursuant to state statute 19.851C to consider the city manager's annual performance review.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. This will be a roll call vote.
Councilman Becker,
Aye.
Councilman Hartwick,
Aye.
Councilman Housley,
Aye.
Councilman Johnson,
Aye.
President Scheer.
Aye, that motion carries. We will now go into